Check the calendar, 46 days until election for the midterms, and have you seen what's happening in these critical Senate state races? Juan Williams, Fox News political analyst, Mary Catherine Ham, editor-at-large for HotAir.com. Both are Fox News contributors, and what's happening with you two? I mean, what's up with this, okay? Here's where it is right now, okay? You know, the balance of power in the Senate, Democrats hold the lead. They're up about, well, the magic number is 6 right now. You're at 53 Democrats plus 2 independents, so Republicans, in order to get that 51-seat majority, they need a pickup of 6 seats. Did you see what Quinnipiac found in Colorado, that Senate race? Yesterday, they put out this poll that now has the Republican Cory Gardner up 8 points over Mark Udall. This came out of nowhere to both of you. Now, if you put the Real Clear Politics average for all the polls out there, it's still too close to call in Colorado. But something's moving, MK. What do you think it is?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it is that Cory Gardner is a very good candidate, and I think that's where you're going to see the difference in a lot of these races that are contested. For instance, I think Joni Ernst is another Republican candidate who shines, and the Fox poll showed them even there, but another poll showed her up 6. So I think those two candidates especially you're going to see maybe break away a little bit more than others. And then Republicans on the ground in Colorado are doing good work with Bob Beaupre as governor in the governor's race as well, and he's seen a big swing too. So I think there's a lot of good work going on the ground, and those candidates are solid.
What's moving out there? What do you see, Juan?
Well, this whole race, let me just tell you, it boils down to turnout. And so it's a matter of who you poll. And I think, you know, I don't see that anything is really moving. That poll by Quinnipiac is a real outlier. It would indicate that it wasn't that things were moving, it's that there had been an earthquake. Because as you point out in the Real Clear Politics average, Udall is even up within the margin of error, so it's not a big deal. It's just, it looks like this race is right now too close to call. But again, it matters whether or not you're doing a poll by phone, live phone calls, if you're going door to door. All of that is at play, so we have to be very careful. I will say that I agree, Cory Gardner is a good candidate. But again, it really boils down to turnout. You can see that's not only in Colorado. There recently was a poll in, I believe, Arkansas.
But
if
you
it's
both
registered
know.
voters, I'm sorry, just a second, let me finish. If it's registered voters, then you get a situation where the Democrat Mark Pryor is up. But if it's likely voters, and remember, Republicans are far more energetic about this midterm election. If it's those who are likely voters, then Tom Cotton's up.
Okay, but you both know a couple months ago, Colorado really was not even in this category.
Right, there's movement, even if it's not that far.
A couple other states. Iowa was not there even a couple months ago. Put that on the screen. I'll rattle off a few. In Iowa, it's neck and neck between Bruce Braley and Joni Ernst. Louisiana, Mary Landrieu is now behind by 4 points to Bill Cassidy. In North Carolina, looks like it's too close to call. Kay Hagan with a slight lead there, slight advantage on Tom Tillis. We'll see which way that goes. Here's what could be driving a lot of this, okay? You saw what the New York Times did 2 days ago. In this poll, on the screen for our viewers, terrorism, the economy, and foreign policy. Look at the edge that voters give Republicans on all 3 topics. Isn't that what's moving now, MK, or not?
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is a couple weeks ago, I think you saw the state polls individually, Republicans getting worried that they weren't moving with national sentiment about these issues, and I think you're beginning to see them move in that direction. And again, you're going to see that split with Joni Ernst, I think, and Cory Gardner perhaps outperforming folks in North Carolina or Louisiana, where the candidates on the Republican side don't shine as much, but those guys are perfectly fine candidates, and I think if things are going well in purple Colorado and Iowa because of national trends, they're going to go well in North Carolina and Louisiana for GOP as well.
Those are states that the president won. Juan?
Well, I think one of the keys here is that when you look at these numbers, remember that in Iowa, Joni Ernst, in fact, is coming back to ground. And when the Democrats when I talk to Democrats about, well, why is that? Because Braley had made that faux pas about farmers and all that, and it looked like really this was going to be a win for the Republicans. They say, well, look, what we're talking about are domestic issues, and they anticipate now, as the Congress goes back, you know, to the campaign trail, that what you're going to see is more of an emphasis on things like the minimum wage, which is what the Senate Democrats have been pushing, a fair chance agenda, all that, and issues like whether or not you would support an increase not only in minimum wage, but go about investing in America.
Okay. All right.
This is what the Democrats want, and this is where you can paint a Joni Ernst as being far more extreme. And I think you're going to see the Democrats do that time and again.
All right, 46 days to go. Keep an eye on this whole national security question, especially with what's happening and what we're watching.
Well, I think that's the October surprise.
I got to run. Make it quick. I got to go.
I think that's the October surprise. I think how we deal with the war.
Cory Gardner, by the way, the gap with women, the gender gap, 3 points for him. So that's the mark of a good candidate closing that.
MK, good luck to your Bulldogs this weekend, and Juan, good luck to your Redskins.
Go Dogs.
See you soon. Okay, bye-bye. Martha.